Everybody back with another video, DoorDash video. We're on our way to go pick up our order, so enjoy the ride.
And my kids and my girl happy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to look like I'm rich to make you happy. I can even be rich.
Right.
So guys think they're rich because they might have monetary, like very temporary money that they can take care of themselves.
Right.
But that's not rich. Rich is being able to take care of your kids.
Right.
Being able to make it where your generation or the generation after you doesn't have to go through the same problems as you did.
Right.
And the thing is, it's not one nigga that should be the head of a crew. It should never be one nigga the head of a crew. Because if that nigga ever goes, if he ever goes to jail, or God forbid he gets killed, or something happens, the whole crew goes down. Because everybody depends on one nigga. You over.
And that's part of the game. It's like, you don't get mad at the hate, it's all part of it. Like, you can't even recognize love without hate.
Turn left onto Suitland Parkway.
Right.
So I like the hate, so that means I know how much I'm loved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all equal. You just have to, it's a matter of ego.
Yeah.
So what I had to learn really young is, there's this, like, I don't give a fuck repellent that I got to buy when I was young.
Yeah.
Meaning I just was like, yo, there's nothing that's going to make me feel funny because, well, shit, who could judge me? And it was like, at a young age, I had a lot. Like, I had figured out how to make more money than most adults.
Right.
So it was hard for
Parkway
other
for
people
3
to tell me
miles.
I was doing something wrong when I'm making more than you, your father, and everybody else at a young
Facts.
age. And I'm
Talk
like,
your shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it just didn't logically make sense. But also what I noticed was, like, people were just slaves to pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everyone does one thing, then everybody else wants to do it. And I'm a guy that never wants to, I never ever wanted to look like everybody else.
Right.
So my thing is, I gotta stand out. I gotta be different.
Right.
Like, you know, people read the Bible sometimes, and I think they get the message a little misconstrued. Like, you know, the way Jesus went down was he sacrificed himself for his kids.
Right.
Right? So his kids didn't have to feel his pain.
Right. Right.
So I looked at that like, number one, if you're a good guy, you get hung up on the cross. But number two, you got to feel some pain so that the people you love don't.
Right.
And it just happened from God on down. You know what I'm saying? Right? In any business, the more crowded it is, the harder it is to do it. So I never want to hustle on a crowded block. So regardless of what, I'm always looking to do something that nobody's doing. So all I was looking at was, what's the next wave logically? It was just logically. I was paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So once I realized it, I was like, it's the internet? This freedom was ridiculous. And plus, like, it was like, damn, if I know how to make this shit myself, it's two games. One is making good work, and one is leveraging celebrity. Right. The good work, you ain't gotta move. Good work, they find you. You ain't even gotta promote your destination. When you ain't doing shit too good, that's when there's the overcompensation. You start hitting red carpets every day and doing other shit to distract the fact that you have no talent. As a mentality, we have to understand, we're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to push each other forward. We're supposed to evolve each other. We're supposed to stick together. We're supposed to be
Why
honest.
don't we, Dane? Why
Because
don't?
people are insecure. They think it's easier to pretend than to really do it.
What is influence to you?
It's what you love. It's what inspires you.
Hold on, guys, another job coming through. Is we gonna be able to see it? Come on now.
New text message from +12014623980.
What you love is what inspires you. Like, my influence is my woman. Where's Raquel? Think about a football player. He actually gets paid, a professional football player, millions of dollars to play some shit that he would do for free. That's the best hustle in the world. So you got to find out what you love and then work harder than everyone else to be good at it, because it shouldn't feel like work if you really love it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like time, you don't even feel time when you're doing something you enjoy, but when you're doing something you hate, the shit moves crazy slow. I've never seen anybody put in 100% and lose. I've never seen that. I've seen people that have the potential, but I see a lot of like people that may be untalented but have the work ethic, they win. Right. I see people that are very talented with no work ethic, they lose and just be entitled and judgmental. And then also, I always thought it was cool when people make mistakes and play it off cool. You know what I mean? Like when you're strong enough to say sorry, or I was wrong, or fall and laugh at it, and you know, just I be honest about it. I've always found that to be gangster.
I mean, you mentioned too, you have to be willing to fail in front of people too.
You can't be afraid to learn in front of people. And the thing that I know about concern and worry is like the only cure for it is work.
I always say action kills anxiety. Like fear is when you give yourself too much time to think.
I mean, if you have enough time to be thinking, then you ain't working.
Right.
All the negativity is all a test to see if it will distract you.
Right.
But like, again,
Turn right
if
onto
you
Martin
know it's
Luther
raining
King
outside,
Jr. Avenue
somebody
Southeast.
tells you it's not, you're like, yo, I don't care what you say, I'm bringing an umbrella.
Right.
I don't care what you say. You could call me a clown, all that other stuff. I already know because I have this thing where I look to my future. And I don't look to see like, you know, how it starts. I want to know how it's gonna finish.
Right.
So I'm always doing that.
Right.
And I always see what I want my life to be, and I make sure it's that.
Right.
And then I architect that. And then it'd be people that have no plan, that aren't doing anything, are the most distracting.
Right.
They're the ones that speak the loudest, because if you're doing something, you don't have time to be worried about somebody else.
Right.
You don't have time for jealousy if you're doing something. You're too tired doing what you're doing.
Right.
So if you sit around thinking, that means you should be doing some action.
Right.
So that's your fault. So then the overcompensation comes for blaming somebody else for the reasons why you don't want to move.
That's ill.
You understand what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Like, it's just like, that's why I said I don't have time to be worried, because I'm always, if I feel something's giving me anxiety, I go fix it.
Right.
Or else if I let it rest in me, you internalize it, it causes like sickness and cancer.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Have you ever watched a James Bond movie where it doesn't look like he's losing at some point and then he wins? Or Batman, or Iron Man, or any superhero? There has to be some diversity for you to, you know, overcome to win. You know, you can't be a champ unless you, you know, are in a place where you look like you're gonna lose and then you win. The pain that's gonna come with being independent, you have to embrace it, because it's gonna happen. And also know that the more successful you get, the more problems you're gonna have, the more knots you're gonna have to untie. Being a boss does not mean smooth sailing. It means having the ability to care about other people before yourself and to untie problems, untie knots. That's all it is. It's not business if there's not problems. There's nothing good without struggle. It just doesn't happen. In all my experiences, there hasn't been one thing that's been successful without me feeling some pain before it was successful. So now when there is pain, I embrace it. You know, I've been embracing it. I'm a G about it, because I know that must mean that if I'm cool, that, you know, what awaits me is a fight. Expect to be uncomfortable. And if you're not devoting between 8 and 12 hours a day on your craft, then you're not really trying to be a professional. Like, you got to realize you're trying to be competitive. Being a professional means being the best in the world. That doesn't just come with skill, that comes with discipline. Right. You know, that means you have to have a certain kind of work ethic. That means you're doing things that most won't. Right. People really don't understand it. Like, they think they got skill, so everything's going to come to them. Skill is actually like a curse. I've seen people with no skill that realize it and understand that they have to work hard to get this skill, work so hard that they do better than the people that have skill and that are arrogant and entitled, that feel that it should just come to them, and then they just become a waste. You know, having potential is bullshit if you don't realize it. Right. It becomes corny. Like, you're the cool guy when you have potential, but like 10 years later, if you don't realize it, then you're the corny guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I never want to ever be that guy.
You've architected a lot of really historic moments. Because of that, there's an entire generation of entrepreneurs that follow you. Why do you think so many people fail to make
toward 13th Street Southeast
that you figured out?
Finishing. They think that it's supposed to be easy, they quit. They don't look at things as a learning experience. They think that it's supposed to happen. They don't understand that building a brand means being consistent.
All right,
What
guys.
are 3 principles do you think any entrepreneur has to have?
Number one, they have to lead by example.
We here.
And they have to
Think
work
we
really hard.
think it's
They have
called
to know
Bus
that their
Boys.
product is going to be in competition.
Down here
with
on
other
Mount Luther
products.
King
It's a new product,
in
it's
Southeast.
But that means you have to work either
Go ahead and go get
as
this
good,
order.
better, or you have to have more money to promote. You know what I'm saying? Like, hustling on the crowded block is really hard. And I think courage, you know, never looking at anything as a failure unless you quit. An entrepreneur.
All right, guys. About to go in here, pick up this order. All right, guys, about to walk down here. I lock my keys in the car. That's about to be a no-no. All right, guys. Walk down here. Here. Pick up these two.
Head east on V Street Southeast toward 13th Street Southeast.
These two orders gonna be $20 all together. Alright guys, catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.